I have to remember where I put this window. Sorry. Okay, there we go. It is early for me as well. But here we are. Welcome to Cardano Builders. As you know, and thank you, Zoom, we are current and future builders on and off Cardano. We are here to inform one another, celebrate wins, keep each other accountable, and provide support and also actionable advice. So there's potentially a new meeting time starting next week. Please fill out the Let Us Meet, not just for next week, but in general, what is a great time. So our check-in format, we have our 30 seconds or so pitch, then what we have accomplished recently, what's next, and what we need help with. So we are a little bit of a bigger group. So I'm going to be sharing for a quick update as well. And then I would actually say, let's go into breakout rooms today. Just a reminder, everything that you hear is to be treated confidential. Of course, that applies to the non-recorded version, because what I'm recording here and put later onto YouTube, that is being treated as public knowledge, right? But if you hear something later in a non-recorded session that you think might be beneficial to share with somebody else, please ask for permission to do so before sharing that, right? And then, of course, get the permission. So my update for today, right? So my 30 seconds also pitch. What is Loxe? So Loxe is building an decentralized functional ledger ecosystem for conflict transformation, right? That is pretty easy, right? And we do a couple of things for that actually. So what have we been accomplishing recently? I was just mentioning earlier, there is a lot of rekindling of connections, and that also leads to a couple of interesting avenues. So we're very much, as you are probably aware, we have created mediators.ai, which is a platform where two individuals can go to mediation within 1 week. That's built on Cardano, and so that works. However, we are also focusing very much on a talent retention service for innovative organizations that do care deeply about their people, their most valuable assets, right? Employees primarily. And so we're making good headway there. At the same time, we know that Victor, for example, is very focused on getting into the court system in Brazil, because there's a law in Brazil that civil cases are to be mediated first. Sometimes the term conciliation is also used. And we have some connections there. Yesterday, I met again with a former peer from USC actually, and she also knows a couple of judges in Brazil as well. So, and got some more data there, how we can assist. The same is true for arbitration. Met a couple of arbitrators in the court system actually in LA as well. So we are very focused on, or it just happens that we're kind of building all these connections. I'm focused on continuing conversation with businesses for a little bit more commercial success in the meantime, so that we can build out of these other initiatives as well. So what's next? Next is really more data collections, right? Collection of data, and then build the thing, right? So Mediators AI was a good initial test, and we have derived some learnings there. And of course, we need to now really narrow down on people's needs and then build the right thing. What we need help with, so our need is a couple of things. So for the talent retention service, for example, a B2B SaaS model, for example, is fairly easy to implement. It's fairly easy to communicate. However, I also looked at, okay, what would it look like if we were to offer this service to companies' employees as an employee benefit? And while this sounds phenomenal to even the people I spoke with at companies that can make this decision, the question is actually, how do we implement that? So anyone who, I would love to talk to people, I would assume that would be HR primarily, how that can be a potential employee benefit, whether that be in the US or in other places as well. Talking about other places, a second need that I want to voice really quickly is that we'll need more mediators and or people who would love to mediate in the future, but don't know how to do that yet. And a couple of regions specifically. That's the Philippines, that's India, and that's the Ukraine. So if you know anyone who already has the professional qualifications and or wants to potentially mediate, please send them my way. And that's my update. All right. Any questions? Any questions that you want to ask, but don't want the question recorded? Because that happens all the time. All right. Let me stop the recording and then let's chat.